The man they trusted most was the one who killed them. Over 200 people, gone, all while their families thought he was saving their lives. In the quiet town of Hyde, England, a kindly doctor was hiding a secret so monstrous, even the police couldn't believe it at first. This wasn't just murder. It was an epidemic, carried out in living rooms, hospital beds, and quiet English streets. Harold Shipman was no shadowy stranger. He was a pillar of the community, the man you called when someone was sick. By the time his crimes came to light, in 1998, he'd become the most prolific serial killer in modern history. In Nottingham, 1946, Harold Shipman was born into a modest working-class family. He was quiet, a little withdrawn, but fiercely devoted to his mother, Vera. She was the sun in his small world. But by the time he was 17, that sun was fading. Cancer was eating away at her, day by day, and Harold was forced to watch the strongest person in his life waste away. There was only one thing that seemed to bring her relief: injections of morphine from the family doctor. Harold never forgot the way her breathing slowed, how her eyes drifted shut, and how one day she simply didn't wake up. For most sons, that would be a tragedy. For Harold, it was something else, a lesson, a discovery that a needle in the right hands could control life and death. Shipman pursued medicine with almost obsessive determination. At Leeds School of Medicine, he was diligent, ambitious, and reserved. By his mid-20s, he was married, with children, and working. As a general practitioner in Todmorden, West Yorkshire, patients liked him. He had an easy way of talking, a calmness that inspired trust. But behind that calm exterior, a dark appetite was growing. In 1975, that darkness showed itself for the first time. Shipman was caught forging prescriptions to feed his own addiction to pethidine, a powerful painkiller. He was fined, briefly sent to rehab, and then, unbelievably, allowed to return to work. No prison, no permanent record. A quiet scandal brushed neatly under the carpet. It was a second chance most people never get, and Shipman would use it to kill. Fast forward to June 1998. The case that would shatter Shipman's world began with the death of 81-year-old Kathleen Grundy. She was fit, active, and still volunteering in her community. The morning she died, she had been seen chatting happily with neighbors. That afternoon, she was found lifeless in her home, fully dressed, sitting on the sofa as if she had been about to leave. The cause of death seemed natural, until her daughter, Angela Woodruff, received a copy of her mother's will. It left her entire $386,000 estate to one man, Dr. Harold Shipman. Angela was a solicitor, and she knew something about the document was wrong. The language was clumsy, the typing uneven, and the signature didn't look like her mother's. Angela went to the police. She told them bluntly, "My mother has been murdered." It was a bold claim, but one they took seriously. Kathleen's body was exhumed, and forensic tests revealed a lethal dose of diamorphine. The drug had been injected just hours before death, and only one person had been with her that day. As investigators dug deeper, they found Kathleen was not alone. Shipman's patient records showed a disturbing pattern. Dozens of elderly women dying unexpectedly, most in their own homes, many just after a visit from their doctor. Some had been found sitting up, coats on, handbags nearby, as though they were heading out. All of them had Shipman's signature on their death certificates. Police began cross-referencing the timing of deaths with Shipman's patient visits. The matches were chilling. Between 1995 and 1998 alone, over 100 deaths bore his name. The odds of so many natural deaths under one doctor's care were astronomical, and yet even as suspicion closed in, Shipman walked freely through Hyde, making his rounds, carrying his black medical bag, and inside it, his weapon of, choice. Shipman's method was frighteningly simple. He'd arrive, chat kindly, then produce a syringe of diamorphine. Within minutes, the patient would lose consciousness and die. He'd certify the death himself, citing natural causes. No, one questioned him. Why would they? He was the doctor. Over 2 decades, he refined this routine, weaving death seamlessly into everyday life. Friends and families were often in the next room, unaware that their loved one was slipping away. Even after suspicion mounted, Shipman didn't stop. When the police were actively watching him in 1998, he killed at least 3 more people. The arrogance was staggering. In September 1998, Harold Shipman was arrested. In January 2000, after a gripping trial, he was found guilty of 15 murders, though investigators believe the true number was over 250. The court heard devastating testimony from families who thought they'd been spared the pain of sudden loss, only to discover they'd been robbed of precious years. Shipman never confessed. No apology, no explanation, just cold silence. On January 13, 2004, the day before his 58th birthday, Harold Shipman was found hanging in his prison cell. Some saw it as justice. Others saw it as an escape. His story is a reminder of the danger of blind trust and the quiet ways evil can wear a friendly face. In Hyde, people still walk the same streets, but the memory of the doctor who came to help and instead took life lingers like a shadow, and that shadow will never leave.